Know your customers the in the most precise way. How many of you, let me repeat the question, how many of you know your customers in the most deep down way? I know many of you will say yes. Yes, I acknowledge you for that. I acknowledge you for that. And today we will be covering the first P of the 3P formula, people. How can we deep dive on people? Now, there must be a question in your mind that I already know my customer very, very well. Why do I really need to know him more? Right? Yes, I know you are a master of your business and you don't need to know your customer more than you know. But let me give you a simple question. Let me ask you a very simple question. Very simple question. If if I ask you three questions and if you're not able to answer that, will you be will you be agreeing to the fact that yes, you know your customers? For example, if the first question I want to ask from all of you is, what is the real reason he buys from you, not from your competitor? Now you will say that because of my price, my quality, my service. But do you think your customers, your competitor cannot give that product, that service in the same fashion which you can give? No, right? So the reason why he buys from you is not just limited to your product, you as a person, as a company, but it is also related to the other invisible things which are not so visible to you and which you are probably not even aware of. And those invisible things are probably the way you call them, the way your staff calls them, the way you message them, the way you have helped them in developing your samples or your product, or you have given them some uh, services or XYZ. So there are a lot of things which builds up and makes the complete experience to the customer. And you don't know which thing actually hit the customers in a positive way, and he's stuck on you. He's stuck on you and he's not leaving you. It is not just the price part, which are the obvious things which we think right now is a product, price, quality. These are the obvious things. More than that, there are a lot of things which a customer sees and get the experience of. And are we really aware of those invisible things which customers really like about us? And as a business owner, as a manager, are you magnifying that that invisible small thing for your customer so that their experience can be even better or bigger? I want to put an inquiry on you, that are you aware of all those small nitty gritty things which your customers like the most about you? Are you planning or are you working to magnify those things to give a even better experience to your customers? If yes, you're awesome. I acknowledge you. And if no, it's not late. Better late than never. Let's do that. Let's do that. And the first P which we are discussing today will be people. But before that, I want to acknowledge each one of you who's watching the video right now for your extraordinary commitment of learning new things, for your for your standing to improve your business, for your zeal and enthusiasm to learn new things and implement in this era. You're amazing. You're amazing. Thank you very much. You inspire me, and thank you for watching my videos. It inspires me again and again to bring more and more stuff for you. Thank you very much. So today we will be discussing about the first P of the 3P formula, people, product, purpose, 3P formula. We'll discuss the people first because if we don't know our customer, it is like sitting in a dark room and we don't know where the light is, we don't know where the door is. We're just doing this. So today we will be discussing the 3P formulas. First P, people. We will know our customer better. And even if you know your customer better, even if I invite you at the end of the video, you will walk out with certain dimensions which you were not aware of at present, which you are not at present. And yes, those things makes big difference. I hope you would have heard lines called small things make big difference. It is the same repetition. Yes, small things make big difference. You remember last time when you went to a five-star hotel, your complete experience, right from reservation on the email to driving your car down to the concierge, getting into the reception, talking about the registration and taking the keys, going to the room, and everything was so perfect, so perfect. Even if there is a slightest of dirt on the bed, can put you off, can put your mood off, and your whole experience can go down. Like that, similarly, we as a business owner are have the responsibility to give our customer the wholesome experience. And to give our customer a wholesome experience, we need to know our customer. We need to know the people who buy our product. It's going to be very interesting topic because I'm not going to give any content piece today. Today I will ask you 10 simple questions. By asking those questions, I will make you aware. We will make you aware. You will be aware on our customers' do's, don'ts, like, dislikes, and what does that signify in your business. Wouldn't that be interesting? If yes, type excited because I'm going to bring forward the 10 questions which you can ask your customers, which you can ask yourself to know your customers much better way. Are you excited? Type excited. I'm waiting. And to the people who don't know me yet, hi, I am Mohit Rai Goyal. I'm a businessman, and we have two brands. One manufacturing brand called Motive Electric Limited, in which we have two factories, and one brand called Workify. It's a freelance platform. Workify things done online, and these days in the Corona era, it is massive on in demand. So thank you, and so let me bring out the first question which you should ask your customers. Not, sorry, which you should ask yourself before you select your audience. That will be first question is very simple. Who will buy my product? Yes, the first one is very simple. Who will buy my product? So you need to define your audience very well before you go out and sell. You need to define laser sharp. You can't sell to everyone in this world. You can't sell. You can't please everyone. You need to sell to a specific niche, specific people to whom you can service well, to whom you can serve well, to whom you can satisfy with your services and product. So first question is, if you have a pen or paper, write that down. This will be who will buy the product. The second question is, what exactly does my product do for them? What exactly, what results it gives to them? What emotion it gives to them? What emotion it gives to the people around them? What value it adds to them? Direct value, indirect value. So you need to know that what the product. Can't they fit their needs with some other product? Why do they need this product only? Why? What does it solve? And how does it solve that? Why do they need this product only? And 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 Why do they buy? Why do they buy this product at time? Why do they buy now? Now. So you need to ask yourself, and you could probably also call a customer and ask, why do they need the product? Fourth, what is the customer's main concern when buying your product? What is his thoughts? It could be price, it could delivery, performance, reliability, quality, service, after sales, XYZ. Maintenance, quality, efficiency, availability, spares. There are a lot of questions, but you need to know that what is the customer's main concern when they buy your product. What are the thoughts which runs through his mind when he buys your product? The next question is, what is the character of the buyer? कौन खरीदता है आपका प्रोडक्ट? Who buys your product? Service manager, purchase manager, design manager, owner, technical guys, maintenance guys, quality guys, delivery guys. What? Who buys your product? Who? What is the character of those? What kind of people? What kind of people are they? For example, for example, let's take a very simple question. People people who buy lenses of the cameras, the big cameras, are generally big photographers, or generally people who are in the photography industry, or the purchase managers of the photography company, right? These are the two character of the lens, of the customers of the lens camera industry. So they need to target their sales tools, which could be website, brochures, XYZ, to those people and satisfy their needs in the way they want, so that the company sell more. And who doesn't want selling? Who doesn't want? I'm sure you want selling, because you want to earn more, live more, be on freedom, right? So you need to know your people much in a much better way. And to know your people, to know your customers, know your audience, you need to ask yourself, and you need to ask your customers, not in the black, in the, not in the, not on the face of the customer. You can't ask the customer, well, why are you buying the product? But while you conversate with your client, you need to figure out the answers to these questions. And when you questions, why people are buying your product, right? Now, next question is, the sixth question is, what motivates the buyer to buy your product? What is that tipping point, that small thing which makes your buyer, which makes your buyer, motivates your buyer to take action? When the time comes that he pulls the money out, he pulls the credit card out of his pocket and pays you, right? The money. So what motivates the buyer? And let me give you a very simple hack. Lean forward. The simple hack to figure out what exactly in your sales pitch, in your speaking pitch, or in your brochure on your website, what exactly does motivates the client is when you take a sample. Remember the top 10 selling chapters which you did in last 5 6 months, or whatever you remember, last 10 transactions of customers which you remember when the customer pulled his card or money or check out of his pocket, or he agreed to say yes. What was the last thing you said before that? What was the last big thing? What was the last big context, big uh, big thing you said before he gave out the money? Write them down, make a pattern out of that. Keep that out of 10, which are the five which are colliding, or four which are at the majority. And my friend, that majority of the thought will come out is the thing which is motivating your client to bring out his money. And when you know that hack, that when you speak this context or this line, your customer brings out money, then my dear friend, you have that tool. You have that tool, Brahmastra, the Brahmastra of sales, that whenever you think the customer is almost ready and is almost cooked to buy a product, you just bring out that Brahmastra, and boom, the sale is done. How would that be? Isn't it amazing? If it's amazing, type amazing now in the chat box. I'm looking forward for your videos. I'm looking forward for your sorry, chats, because it inspires me. It gives more and more power and enthusiasm to me, and to bring out more and more hacks which can help you sell more, because selling is helping. And now the seventh question is, how many different buyer influences, how many are different buyer influences, what else does are the influences does the buyer have? For example, the competition, the purchasing power, the weather, the XYZ, the government policies, XYZ. There could be XYZ. Find out the different buying influences your customer has before he buys your product. Yes. And ninth, eighth question is, eighth question is, what all description, what all description does your customer needs before he buys your product? Yes, you need to know what actually adds value to his decision making process. You need to speak, write, print them on your brochure, put them on your website, only those and those and those on your sales tools, by which your customer's decision making process becomes easy. Right? Now the ninth question is, you need to know what all are the options your customer can buy except yours. Because until unless you don't you allow him to do a divergent thinking around your product. For example, this is your product, this is your phone, right? Now, what else? What else he can buy to uh, to satisfy his needs? For example, his main need is replying to emails. Then he can buy an iPad or a tablet or a different phone or iWatch or XYZ. So you need to know what else, what are the options he can have, and you need to address those options and let him choose freely to your product. Because when he see the value of your product over the others, then he becomes a puller of your product. Then you are not the pusher of your product, right? So you need to know. And but not the least last but not the least, the purchasing power of the people, the decision making process of your people. You need to know the person who you're talking to, does he have the decision making power, or he doesn't? So you need to tackle those people differently. People who have decision making powers, you need to tackle them differently. You need to give specific answers to them. You need to ask, you need to answer their question in a specific way. And people who don't have purchasing power, they are probably from the technical side or from the user side or XYZ. For example, when when we were young, when first time when I was about 11 years old, we went for the first time to buy a computer. So I was the user, and my father was the decision maker. But he need to satisfy me first, and then my dad, to make the sale. Even if he satisfies my dad and doesn't satisfy me, we will never buy. Will we? Remember the first time when you bought your cycle, you bought your computer, the decision maker was your parent or your guardian, and the user was you. It was you first and then decision maker. So the salesman had to cover you first and the decision maker second. Amazing. So I hope you got the idea that how you can select your people, what question you can ask yourself, and you can be aware of these questions while you talk to your customers, and be aware, yes, I need to know my customers in these deep way to make my sales more effective, my sales technique more effective, right? So I hope you got I hope you got value. And these are 10 questions which I keep right in front of me, and I print those paper and put in front of myself. And I keep seeing these questions. It keeps, I keep myself making aware of these questions again and again, again and again, again and again, till the time they are not in your neuro pattern, you will not be aware. You will not be aware because sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times, because I have the experience of 8 years of sales. So I know when we talk to our customers, we swim in the conversation. We usually tend to forget what, a lot of things. We are generally talking to him and we are in the conversation. It's like dancing in the conversation, and we forget, we are not aware that we need to think about these things as well. And when and we need to address these things. Unless we don't address that, our pitching is not as laser sharp as we want, isn't it? Isn't it? So these are 10 questions. I can also, if anybody of you want these questions to be written down an email, you can type your email below. I can mail them to you, and I hope these questions will add value to your life, to your business, to your brand. And if yes, please type yes, or like and share my video. It'll be amazing, and I will bring out more and more hacks and stuff for you, for your business, through which you can sell more. And before I sign off, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Today's the fifth session, and I'm super excited. I'm getting too many likes. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means a lot. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow, same time. Bye bye.